Wow, what an impressive six-cylinder touring bike from BMW. It's still a vision, but a very great impression for the future of BMW touring motorcycles. Stay tuned.
BMW just rolled a motorcycle out onto the lawn at Villa d'Este, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first looked at this thing, my brain didn't know whether to laugh, drool, or call my bank manager. This is the BMW K18 Vision, and no, this isn't your average concept bike. This isn't some designer's homework that's going to gather dust in a museum. This is Munich shouting from the rooftops about where they think the future of the long-distance luxury motorcycle is heading. BMW already has the RT. The RT is the Swiss Army knife of touring bikes. Comfortable, competent, eats up Autobahn miles like a hungry teenager eats pizza. Nothing wrong with it. Brilliant tool. But the K18 Vision? That's a completely different animal. This isn't about getting from A to B in maximum comfort. This is about getting from A to B and making sure every single person between A and B knows you rode past. This is touring with attitude, touring in style, touring with a presence so big it has its own gravitational field. And here's what I love. BMW says it loud and clear. This bike isn't built to impress the bystanders. It's built to impress the rider. You, the person actually sitting on it. More on that in a minute because that's where it gets really juicy. Let's talk about the engine. Because the engine here isn't just an engine. It's the whole point. We're looking at an inline-six cylinder, 1,800 cubic centimeters, 1,800. That's not a typo. And BMW's motorcycle boss Markus Flasch put it perfectly. For BMW, the inline-six isn't a motor, it's a statement. 6 cylinders in a row, arranged like the pipes of a cathedral organ, sitting right there in the frame, daring you to look away. This engine was the starting point of the entire design. Everything, and I mean everything, on this motorcycle is arranged around it, bows to it, frames it, celebrates it. If you've ridden a K1800, you know what a smooth six feels like. Velvet on rails, silk wrapped in torque. BMW is basically telling the world, we're not done with the six-cylinder, not even close. Something big is brewing around this engine, and the K18 is the opening act. Now here's where it gets really cool. The first design brief inside BMW, the one sentence that kicked off the entire project, was this: Concorde on wheels. Concorde, the supersonic jet, the one that crossed the Atlantic faster than the sound of your own engine. That was the vibe BMW chased. And you can see it. The bike sits long, it sits flat, it sits stretched out like it's already accelerating while it's parked. You walk up to this thing and your subconscious is already strapping in for takeoff. Big bodywork meets exposed mechanical guts. That's the trick. The designers didn't go full fairing tourer where everything's hidden under plastic, and they didn't go full naked bike either. They split the difference, massive aluminum panels that flow like a private jet, with surgical cutouts that show off the technical theatre underneath. And here's the detail that gives me goosebumps. The aluminum bodywork is hand-hammered. Old-world craft meets bleeding-edge tech. The number 6 runs through the whole bike like a thread. 6 cylinders, 6 headlights, 6 exhaust pipes. That's not decoration, that's BMW writing their thesis statement in chrome and aluminum. Now, this is the part that genuinely got me thinking. On almost every modern bike, the cool engineering stuff is hidden, buried under plastic, tucked away from sight. You buy 200 horsepower and you stare at a piece of injection molded fairing. That's nuts when you think about it. The K18 flips that on its head. The intakes, exposed. The exhaust, on full display. The engine architecture, right there, naked, glorious mechanical sculpture. And BMW thought about this really carefully. They designed the intake system so that you, the rider sitting in the saddle, look down and see it. Not the guy at the gas station, you. Every time you grab the bars, your eyes drop and you're staring at the insignia of performance. That, my friends, is a love letter from the engineers to the rider. They're saying, this thing isn't just a show pony for the parking lot. We built this for you to enjoy from the cockpit. You don't experience this bike secondhand through other people's reactions. You experience it directly, in your face, every single second you're rolling. One more thing before we wrap this up, because where BMW chose to drop this bomb matters almost as much as the bomb itself. The Concorso d'Eleganza Villa d'Este. If you've never heard of it, picture this. Lake Como, northern Italy, the kind of scenery that makes Instagram filters look cheap. A grand hotel from another century sitting right on the water. Manicured gardens, and rolled out across those lawns, some of the rarest, most beautiful cars ever built by human hands. This event has been running since 1929. 1929. It happens every year on the grounds of the Grand Hotel Villa d'Este and the neighboring Villa Erba in Cernobbio, organized by BMW Group Classic. And it is, hands down, one of the most exclusive concours events on planet Earth. The kind of place where collectors fly in from 3 continents just to walk the grass. And here's what I love about it. There are no velvet ropes, no barricades, no please don't touch the paint, sir. You walk right up to these masterpieces, close enough to count the rivets, close enough to smell the leather. That's the whole point. Mobility history served up at arm's length. But, and this is why BMW picked this stage, the Concorso isn't just a nostalgia trip. It's also where the future gets unveiled. Concept cars, vision bikes, the wildest, most radical glimpses of what's coming next. That tension, glorious history on one lawn, audacious future on the next, is exactly why Villa d'Este is the perfect stage for a bike like the K18 Vision. Now, the question every one of you is yelling at the screen right now, is this thing going to be built? And here's the honest answer. BMW is very clear. The K18 Vision is not a one-to-one preview of a production bike. The overall sculpture will change. It has to change. You can't sell hand-hammered aluminum to a few thousand customers a year. But, and this is the big but, BMW says the production bike will still hit hard. The radical attitude stays, the exposed technology stays, the mechanical theatre stays, the visible intake, the sculpted engine, the in-your-face stance. The DNA is making it to the showroom floor. The question isn't whether the K18 Vision is radical. Of course it's radical. You can see that with your eyes closed. The real question, the one I'm going to be obsessed with for the next year or two, is this: how much of this radical DNA does BMW actually rescue and put into the production version? Because if they pull it off, if they keep the exposed tech, if they keep the Inline-Six theatre, if they keep that Concorde on wheels stance, then BMW just opened a brand new category. Not a tourer, not a cruiser, not a power cruiser, something else entirely. Luxury long-distance riding with the attitude of a fighter jet.
Yeah, just let me know what kind of details were impressive for you. Please leave a comment in our comment section underneath. And looking forward to the presentation of this wonderful bike. I think it will be somewhere around Santa Monica Beach, and for sure it will be a job for me.